Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to Billing Management System tutorials. Today is our lecture number 15, and in today's lecture I'm going to demonstrate you how can you create the ledger with respect to the owner and the report as well. So in the previous lecture we have demonstrated different options and different parameters and different functionalities of our billing management system. So let's start and have a look what we have today. Alright guys, so that's my home screen, and you can see here I have added further buttons and that are disabled by default. So that's my future plan, to add the suppliers and the purchase invoice details, so it will become a complete inventory management system too in the later videos inshallah. So in today's lecture I'm going to demonstrate the same work that I have done in the customer ledger window and the report that I have created inside the customer ledger window. Okay, so I have also created the same window as the owner ledger, and here in this window, look, the design is the same, everything is the same, and when you select here range, so this is displayed. I have to hide these date time pickers by default, and look, you can see there the data is disabled and they're invisible, and then they are visible. And now I have to load the shops here inside the owner ledger, and then because every owner the shops belongs to the owners and the shops contains customers, so based on that I have to load the ledger just like the things we have done inside the customers ledger. So let's go and see what we have. So open the owner ledger window first. Where is that? Here it is. And then let's comment these, let's hide these things visible false. So by default 1, 2, 3 and 4, these 4 things are hidden. When you click on the range radio button, then these will be enabled. So the same code done here at the back end that I have done inside the customers window. Okay, so things that I am not letting you know or not showing you, I am expecting from you people that you can do by yourself, because the things are similar. Now the next step, let's go to the database, and I have opened here the customer ledger stored procedure. So I'm copying this whole, and now let's go to the new query and paste it, and right here create procedure, and then change the name from customer ledger to owner ledger. So remove this one and remove this, and then you can specify owner. Okay, owner ledger. Now here you need the vendor ID or the shop ID, all the things, the customers. Okay, but the customer ledger should not be there. Here you should have the vendor ledger. Okay, that means the owner ledger basically. Now it should be VL, and now inner join customers, and look, debit credit, instead of this you have to write here VL, and then VL. Okay, so here you have to also write VL balance and then VL. So I'm changing the columns with respect to the owner ledger. Okay, so all the things remains the same. Now the date should be there, so date, and then the description, so VL and VL underscore description. So all things are now set, and now what you have to do, inner join with respect to the customer, and here you have to write VL and then VL underscore you have here the shop ID. Okay, so instead of customers we have to specify here shops maybe. Okay, so because the ledger is for the owner and the shop, so you can remove this customer here, and then the join is between the shop and the owner. So here you can specify shop and the owner. So what you can write here, vendor. Do we have vendor here? No, we don't have the vendor here. So what we can do, we can come here and apply an inner join again, inner join vendor, that means my owner. Okay, so don't confuse with the word vendor, and then inner join vendor v on v dot id is equals to vl dot. Okay, and here you can specify the what do we have to specify here, what should be the id, that should be here. So I think we need to join the shop ID. Okay, so inner join vendor v on v dot v dot id, and then s dot, sorry, s is downward, so cut it. Okay, first remove this, come here, and now inner join shops s on s dot id is equals to vl dot shop id. Okay, so that's the join, and now inner join, and you need to write here what the thing that I have missed, that is the vendor. Okay, so inner join vendor v on v dot id is equals to s dot shop belongs to vendor id. Okay, so it is the vendor id, and then here you can specify the shop id only, and you don't need the customer. Okay, so if I remove this and let us go to the shops, let us see what's the result. Shops, and see the data what we have, and pick up the id of the shops. So edit top 200 rows. Okay, so we have the data with respect to the shop names. Then let us pick up the id, that is 1, and select records. So let's see what is the result. Okay, so you have the shop, and then what is coming inside, that ABC garment has received this amount, and then the last is the sum of the balance. So we'll calculate on the report, no problem. So look, debit credit, everything is coming, but against who? So it's written in the description, return from Hassan, that's the customer name. Okay, so everything is fine, and with respect to shop, this data is coming. Okay, so basically that's a shop ledger, so all the shops you can specify here. So let's go to the, so here you don't need customers. Okay, only the shop data or the shop ledger with respect to that particular customer, you can then load that also. So you can specify the customer by specifying the inner join, and let me give here customers now. C on c dot customer id, and customer belongs to, okay, one thing that I must mention here, that is shop. So s dot shop id is equals to c dot customers belongs to shop id. Okay, now it's fine, and now you can select c dot id as customer id. Okay, so customer id, and then you have to specify c dot customer name as customer. Okay, so now let us select, okay, semi comma should be there, and now select this and execute. So you can see there is a lot of data, but the data is repeating. No, the data is not repeating, the data is correct, but the customer id is repeating again and again, because do we have the repetitive data? That's on 17th. Okay, and then we have to go and check the description as well. So different description, that's the different description, and the bill number is also different, and then here you have the data repeated. So what you can do, you can come here and then specify distinct, and then let's check what's the result. Execute. Okay, so records are now unique, and there are no repetition, I think. Let us see, verify here, and here we have Hassan. Okay, one problem is there, that is the customer id. I haven't passed that, so customer id, that is 1, and now let's verify. Okay, so now that's fine. So you have the customer Hassan, whose id is this, and who has purchased this much of amount, and let us open that. So this id is different, this id is different, date is this bill number, and this bill number is different, and then you have again picked up the 7th May. So I think the data is coming correct in a correct manner. Okay, so let's go and execute this procedure. So @ shop ID and @ customer ID. So what change you have done here? Simple, you have changed from customer ledger to vendor ledger, so that the data will be displayed with respect to the shop owner. Okay, so let's go, or in favor of the shop, you can create a name, let's say get shop ledger, so that you can be easily understand what's going on. So execute, commands completed successfully. Now what you have to do, you have to go and copy this and go to your owner ledger and then double click on the load, and here look, I have already copied and pasted the code that I have done in the customer ledger window. So here you have to specify get shop ledger, and then all the things remain the same, and here get customer ledger with respect to range. So nothing else you have to do, you have to simply specify the range. So right click and then modify and copy the range code and then paste it inside the shop ledger. Okay, alright, so one thing that you have to add is this line. So copy this one and then go to the shop ledger, and here you can paste it and change simple this VL, because we are in vendor ledger mode. So vendor ledger and to and from should be added, so VL and VL, and then let's go again and then copy from and to and then paste it here. Okay, so okay, one more thing that you have to do is you have to create a new procedure for that, that is this one, and now here you can specify get shop ledger with respect to range. Okay, so with respect to range, and then here you can specify the to and from. So close this, and where's that, let me close that, yes, copy and then paste. So that's my new procedure, get shop ledger with respect to the range, and then here you have specified the range, all the things remains the same, and then execute. Execute now. Commands completed successfully. So with respect to range procedure is now ready, and instead of in this owner ledger window, instead of this I have pasted this. Simple, to from parameters are there, and now we have the report. So let us see whether the things are working perfect or not. So let us open the truncate query, truncate BMS, and we have to truncate every data so that we can check whether the records are removing or not. Okay, so everything is now cleared. Now let's go and start and see what's the result. Though I haven't created the report, but it's the benefit of Crystal report that you can use the same report for different stored procedures and all that. So let's see what's the result. Okay, so login and then specify, and then go to the, first of all go to the owners. We don't have any owners, so let's add here, specify here, let's say Ahmad, and then the phone number is any, and then the address is any, and then click save. Okay, so the owner is added, and now the shops, I don't have any shops, so let us add ABC garments. Okay, and then you have to specify the owner, and then I have to change this vendor name from to owner. Okay, branch address, let's say Sada, and then the manager, you have to maintain the tab index also, let's say Osama, and then click save. Done. And then let's go to the customers and add a customer here, let's say Walid, and then specify the shop that customer belongs to this, then email, and then any phone number. Okay, and then click save. So now let's go to the sales invoice, click add and generate a bill number BL 000, and then shop is this, customer is this, and then the order details, let's say ABC clothes, and then amount is 100,000, and then the data is in credit. And look, I haven't add the checks and details, so I am adding the cash details, and then click save. Okay, so now one sales invoice is now generated. Now let's go to the payments, and let us add payments from the customer Walid. Sale invoice is BL this, and then amount to pay is, let's say, 20,000. okay, so and then save. So the amount is now paid, and now let's go to the customer ledger first and then see the ABC garments, and the customer is Walid, and then I want to see the complete ledger and then load. Alright, so my report is now loaded. Don't worry about this extra space, I will see that because I have changed the logo, that's why, and I have arranged some details here in the report, that's why I think I have skipped this space. So look, first of all, with respect to the customer got 1 lakh or 100,000 rupees of goods, and then he has paid 20,000, so the balance is 80. okay, so this is the customer ledger. And now let's go to the owner ledger, though we haven't created the report, but okay, one thing that we have to do is to load the shops and the customers here in the owner window also. So let's go to the first customer ledger, that is ledger window, and on load you are loading the get shops, so copy it and come here, double click and then paste here, and then after that you have to come here on the customer and then go to the events and then go to the focus event and then copy this code, because I have already mentioned that what is going on there, and then come here on the owner one and then go to the focus and then double click on the enter event and then paste. So done all. okay, so the customers with respect to the shop will be loaded. okay, so now let's see what's the result. Alright, so login, and then let's go to the owner ledger and then let's select the shops. okay, still we don't have any shops. Why? Let me check. On load the shops should be there. okay, let's go to the customers. The shops are appearing at this point, but why don't this thing is working? Let us see what's the problem. So shop drop down is the name of this. okay, that's the problem. Let's go to the shops drop down, and then here you have to specify shop drop down. okay, because there is shop drop down. So what you can do, you can replicate it. First of all, give here a name and write here shop drop down now, SHOPDD, shop drop down. That's the mistake. And now it is the customer drop down, so customer drop down. okay, and then save it, and then I hope there is no problem now. Let's see the output. okay, so login, and then we have the owner ledger. On load the shops still the shops are not coming. okay, yes, there is a problem in the flow layout panel. I think this should come before. Let's go to the document outline and see what's the problem. So basically that's my shop drop down and that's my customer drop down, and let's go to the focus. So look, that's the problem. So remove this focus enter event, and look here we don't have the focus. So double click here on the shop drop down. You haven't write any code inside this. So now let's go to the ledger first. okay, do we have the select index change? No, we don't have the select index change. okay, then on load the shops should be displayed. So that's my shop drop down, and on load you are loading the shops inside the shop drop down. So that was the mistake that I was doing, and now here you can specify the customer drop down, so it is reversed, sorry for that, and then copy this and then paste this. Now that's fine, and here you are going to load the customers inside the customer drop down. So that's fine now. So save it, and now let's see what's the result. okay, so login, and then go to the owner ledger, and then you can see the shop should be there. Yes, the shop is there, and now the customer. So the focus event is now left. Let's go and add the focus enter event on the customer window. So customer drop down, so go to the focus enter. Okay, and here you can enter the code, that is this one. So when you are entering the focus on the customer drop down, then the customer should be loaded with respect to the shop. So now let's start and see the results. Login, owner ledger, and then garments, and then we have the customers, and then complete ledger, and then load. Let's see what's the result. So if you can notice the change, the ledger remains the same, but because that's my other separate window, I will change the heading, no problem, but I think I should create a separate report for that because the heading is static, so we have to change the heading. So what is this like, guys? You can make it dynamic heading so that you cannot be able to create a separate report. So here, when you have sold something, this is the shop, so the amount is gone. Then you have received something, the amount is debited inside your account, and then still you have to get 80,000. So you are with respect to this shop and with respect to this customer, you have this ledger. So I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let's go to the report and see what can we change inside the report. Okay, so file, open file. I have placed my reports inside the bin debug folder inside the reports, and then we have this, look, one report. We can create a separate report for the shop ledger as well. It can be better. Let's see what can we do. Okay, so here the problem is the data is going outside the screen. Okay, so we have to take care of this. For that purpose, let us first make it and right click, and then go to the design and page setup, and then let's see that page size should be A4 in nature, and then click OK. Okay, so now that's my page, and I have to display the records within this domain and within this range. So let us close these things, and then let us go back at this particular place, and then you have to be specific with respect to the space, because it will then create problem when you are printing the report on the paper. Okay, so you have to be very careful. And then I think I have to verify it. I think the page size is very small, so the things are okay. And now inches, pixels, centimeters, everything is fine, and I'm not using this one, and A4 is the paper size. Now it's fine, so no problem. Okay, let's arrange the things accordingly. So that's my debit part, and it should be at this particular place, and let's come back at this point, and it should be there. It should also be there, and if you see, I have to still limit the description at this particular end, so that I have to adjust the records. Okay, that's fine. And now let's select all these 4 and then make them 8 in size. Okay, now select these 2 and then still go back, and then come here and still go back, and then you have to select these 2. So guys, designing takes a lot of time, so you have to be very careful while designing your report. Okay, so that's debit, and then come here, and then that's credit. So look guys, everything is now coming into the range. Okay, so from left it is, from right it is this. So let me write here 900, so that the line should be small, and now select it and put it like this. Okay, and now decrease its size and select all these lines that are specified. Okay, small it or reduce the size. Now still you have to go back, so select these lines again and then okay, unselect this. First reduce these lines to this. Okay, let me select it. Okay, one thing that we can do is that first put this line at the back. Now it's from right, it is 10080, so it should be 10080, and then it should also become 10080. So everything is now fine. So you can increase it 10100, or you can increase it 300. Now that's fine. And let's copy this and come here and paste, and then we have the line, that is this one, paste, and then we have to paste it, and then this should also be okay, and that's the last line, and it should become this one. Okay, so all the lines are now perfect. And now what I have to do, I have to move this balance at this point, and then this balance should appear at this point. Okay, and now I need to add a line, copy and paste, and then place at the right, and it should also become 10300. So it is connected. And now you have to make your debit credit a little bit okay, extra, and now increase its size and increase this also, and then increase this as well, and then that's my description. So description should be a little bit lengthier. Okay, and then you have to make mention. Okay, let me increase the size first, and that's okay, that's it. So that's the description. And now select these things and then increase their size as well. Okay, reduce it. Okay, now that's fine. And now you can adjust these lines as well. So from top it is 629, so it should be from top 629. Okay, sorry for that, I have mistakenly like 960, so it should be 960 from top. Okay, so from bottom it is 629, so from bottom it should be 629. Okay, and then it's fine. And similarly this is fine, and let's select this, and from bottom it should be 629, and no, let us select this. No, that's fine, the things are perfect. And now from bottom it should be 629. Okay, and then the things are set. And now let's right click and then fit section, and then right click and then fit section. Okay, and then right click and then fit section. So everything is now perfect. So that's my customer ledger basically. And let's say we are passing here shop ID 1 and customer ID 1. Now see the ledger, whether the ledger is appearing perfectly or not. So okay, let's see. Okay, so now the data is perfect, the records are now perfect, and the things are now coming fine. But let's now create another report for the shop ledger. Okay, so let's go to the Solution Explorer, right click on your BMS, and then add, and then new item, and then go to reporting, and then crystal report. That should be my shop ledger. So shop ledger report. Okay, and then click add, and then we have to use the existing report. So from an existing report, and we have to select our customer ledger report so that the formatting remains the same. and but we have to change the, of course, the procedure, that is, so database expert, and then let's open the connection first. Okay, BMS, then DBO, and then you have to add the stored procedure, that is get vendor ledger or get owner ledger basically. So where's that? Get owner ledger. See, the name of my procedure is get shop ledger basically, sorry. So get shop ledger. Okay, so get shop ledger is there, and add. So you are adding, okay, sorry, get shop ledger, and then make them blank by default, and click OK, and now remove this customer ledger, and then OK, and then OK. So you notice every field is now skipped, and now what you have to do, you have to come on your customer ledger report. Okay, put it back, go to the, now copy and copy, and then come here and then paste. So you are going to paste here customer and the shop. Okay, so you can specify the shop first and the customer first, and here you can replace the name from the shop ledger report, that this shop is receivable or in debt or in credit, what you can say. So it should be shop at the top and the customer at the bottom. And now save it, go to the field explorer, docket, and now you have to specify the shop here. Okay, and you have to specify the customer here, and now you have to change the formatting from this to Segoy UI or whatever font you can specify, and then the size is 8. That's it. And then let's increase. Okay, one more thing that you have to do, vertical center, and then you have to specify it like this and like this. So that's my shop and that's my customer. Save it. Now let's go to the report again, and then copy the manager and branch, copy and come here and paste it and place it accordingly. Okay, so that's my manager and my branch. Make it back. Now save, and then save all. Okay, now report, and now manager and the branch should be selected. So the manager should be picked up here, and then the branch. Okay, and one more thing that you can do, you can change the report settings by going to the report options, not on report options, right click, design and default settings. Yes, let's go to the fonts and fields. You can directly specify your font one time here, so you don't have to change it again and again. So Segoy UI, and the size should be 8 by default, and then click OK, and then click OK. So now first of all let us copy the styling. Now that's fine. So that's this one, and what's the design there? Yes, this line should not be come in between, so I think that line is here. Now increase here also the manager and the branch. Okay, place it inside, save it, and then come here and then select this line, and then take it till this part, and then extend it, and then select your branch and then increase its size. Now the manager and the branch is perfectly there. And now what else you need to add here are the details that are here. So date, description, debit, credit. So copy and then right click and paste it here. Okay, so look, everything is now perfectly coming. And now what else you need to do, you have to change this height, and this should also be increased, and this should also be increased. Save it. And now let's go and put up the details that are, what are the details? So date, description, debit and credit. So come here and select the date. So that's my date. Remove the heading. Then description, we'll arrange that, no problem. First remove the headings. Then debit, remove the heading, then credit, remove the heading, and then the balance should be here. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. Now select this date and make it till this, and then make it on the top, and then increase its size and make it center aligned and vertical center, and same is the case for others. So this one and this one and this one, and now make them arrange. Okay, so let us go back and place it at this particular point, and then increase its size, and then specify the debit size and increase its size, and then come here and then increase its width and height, like this. So save, so balance, and then balance should be here, and then it should become this type, and then it should be center aligned, vertical center, and you have to write here the balance text. So copy this one and come here, everything remains the same, and paste, and then that's fine. So shop ledger report, and that's my everything is now perfect. So let's review this. So customer ID is 1 and the shop ID is 1, but the record will now display with respect to the shop. So I hope it is clear to everyone. So we have to do the accounting format at this particular point. So come here and then customize and show negative values. Okay, so where's the negative values? Yes, so negative number should be displayed in an accounting format, and here these data should be also in accounting format. So number, customize, negative number should be in accounting format, and then okay, and then come here and then see. So everything is now fine. One more thing that you can change here, because the font is not as appropriate for displaying the ledger, so you can write here Calibri, let's say, and then the font size should be 10. Okay, and then you can put it or decrease its size, and then save, and then now check. Okay, so it's still you can use the Sigoi UI for that. So sorry, the Tahoma font. Let us see which font give me the exact result. So the clear readable results. So now that's fine. Okay, so the balance is displaying me like this. Okay, so increase its size, decrease its size to 9, and then that's fine. Okay, save it, and then come here and then look. Is anything missing? No. You can display the print dates. You can color these things. It's your choice. Okay, so that's all from my side. And now let's close this shop report and then go to the Solution Explorer, right click and exclude it from the project, and then go to the directory, desktop, data, products, BMS, and here you can cut the report. The report name is shop report, so cut it and go here in bin and debug and reports and paste, and look, shop ledger report. So now copy this name and come here inside the code, and the report from where on which you are, the code on which you are opening the report, you have to change that. So where is that? When you are pressing the load button, basically, so you are giving the report path. So that's my report that should be opened. Okay, and now let's see the result. So I have now two separate reports for my shop ledger and for my customer. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's see what's the output. Right, login and then honor ledger, and then select your shop. You can type the details also, and then you can select the customers, and then you can select the complete ledger, and then you can, when you click load, the report should be loaded with respect to the shop. Okay, so look, shop ledger report, everything is now perfect. So I hope it is clear to everyone. So that's all for today. Hope you have understood. How can you look? Okay, one thing that I must mention, there was minus 80,000, and here you should see. Okay, let us give the payments. Okay, let's pay one more amount. So customer, and then Walid, and then sale invoice is that amount is paid already, and then amount to pay is 80,000, so let us pay the 80,000 completely and then save. And now let's go to the ledger, customer ledger. We'll see the zero balance for the customer. Okay, let's check. So look, the balance is zero. Okay, two amounts are credited from with respect to the customer. And let's go and see the owner ledger now, the reverse effect. Here you can see the customer complete with respect to the shop, and see the balance is now equivalent and the reverse effect. Okay, so now the details are in debit. I hope it is clear to everyone. So this is how the accounting part we are managing here. Now in the later videos we will see the balances with respect to the overall shops, okay, and then the owners and then their respective shops. The balances should be displayed, and then we'll continue for other tasks, and later on we'll convert this billing system into an inventory system. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone. Thank you so much. If you do not understand anything, please do write me. Take care. Allah Hafiz.